Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hugo and this is the XPeng G6 Diaries. Today I bring you a very different video. So I had an interview with some XPeng engineers, product managers of the infotainment system, and they asked me to meet them and tell them a little bit about how I use my car, the features that I like, the features that I dislike, what I wanted differently in the car, what was the decision factor in terms of infotainment that made me go to XPeng and not to any other manufacturer. And it was a very fruitful and interesting discussion and conversation, mainly because this made them understand how it was my process of deciding to go to an XPeng. What are the main features that I like in the car that made me take that decision, and what I usually use in my car and why not any other solution. So it was a very nice conversation. So it was separated in two. I will make a couple of remarks in between some segments because the conversation was very long and I had to edit the video and cut some parts off because it was just me talking. But as I was saying, so there was two sections. The first was an interview, so a conversation, they asked me questions, and the second part was me going to my car with them and executing some tasks so that they could see how I do those tasks that they consider fundamental for the use of the car. So let's go to the interview.
And we are all product managers, and Randy is our team lead.
Okay, so nice to meet again.
Yeah. And Randy is based in Beijing, and my name is Feng, and I'm a product manager, and Xiaozhong, also a product manager.
Okay.
We are based in Munich.
Already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why we're in Munich is actually at XPeng, we really value the feedbacks from users. We really want to get close to the users, and you are one of the advanced users. That's the reason why we really want to hear your own voice. And because in XPeng, we do very frequent iterations, and based on your feedback, we can quickly improve the product.
Okay.
As you can see, every year we release so many OTAs. So the point of this interview or just a casual chat is just to get some real feedbacks from you as from the perspective of the user. That's what we do all over the world. We went to the Southeast Asia, and Randy last May went to Sweden, Amsterdam. We did this campaign all over the world just to collect user feedbacks in the field. So normally what we do with the user interviews is like two parts. The first part is the face-to-face communication. In this section, we're gonna get to know you better. What's your driving habits? Where do you drive to, and who is going to sit in your car, and this kind of basic information.
Okay.
Since we are very familiar with your video,
yeah,
you already explained everything in your video. We already did our homework. So today, that part, we're going to leave out some information on that part. So we did our homework. So but in this room, although it's in the meeting room, this casual chat is supposed to be very casual, just to ask your general opinions about our infotainment system, XOS, what you like, what you wish, and what doesn't work. That's the basic point of the face-to-face communication. And the second part is actually like the crown of the whole interview, is to get into your car. We will give you some little tasks. Those tasks are like daily tasks of users, for example, like navigating to some place. And we want to just witness you performing those tasks.
Okay, to see
and
how
observe how you do stuff.
Okay.
And trying to find the pain points.
Okay.
Yeah, because we as like professional product managers, maybe we can find out some pain points you never noticed, and we actually have solutions for it.
Okay.
So that will be the second part of the interview.
So let me just also do a brief introduction. So I will try to give you my feeling, okay?
Yeah.
But as you can imagine, I'm bringing some baggage because not only I live with the car, and so I do my tasks as an owner, a normal owner, but I am getting a lot of feedback and requests from many people.
So your followers, right?
Yeah, so many times I don't feel that pain, but I know that many people are feeling that pain.
Yeah.
So sometimes I can bring something like that.
Yeah,
to the table.
sure. We love that. So during your decision-making process, you compared BYD and Tesla and XPeng, and how important is the infotainment system? Very important. What exactly are you looking for?
So one of the things that I hated on Tesla is the same thing that I hate on Apple. Okay, that it's a closed environment. Okay. I know as a geek that most of the things that we sometimes look at, we are not going to use at the end. But on Tesla, for me, it was crazy because I was used to have Android Auto, for instance, in my car. Okay, and for that it was important for me to have Android Auto because I was used to use Waze. I always drive with navigation on, so I was used to that. So it felt a little bit short, the Tesla option. BID was not clear because I got a little bit distressed with the BID because they were changing to a new version, the software version, but the existing cars were not getting that version. So I was like, no, I cannot accept to buy a car now that it's already outdated and will not get these updates. So it's out of the question. And then when I looked at the XPeng, so having the infotainment as it is, with navigation, the apps, some apps, but then has the possibility to have CarPlay and Android Auto and have a lot of another apps on inside. And then almost the first video that I made was on the cast, external cast. So to connect a device to the car and then cast the image to there. That opened. As a geek, I was really excited to get the car and then connect my Xiaomi TV stick to the car or my Nintendo Switch and just check the things there. And it works. Because one of the reasons I wanted that is that I spend a lot of time inside the car. Maybe not as much as many people driving, but I do a lot of kilometers. But I do spend a lot of time inside the car waiting for my kids when they are in stuff. So to have something to do inside the car was great for me. So watching YouTube, watching a Netflix video, or watching just TV, IPTV, or something like that was very, very important for me.
So during the comparing process, you said Tesla is a closed system. And how do you define a closed system? What benefits are you expecting from an open system? What will you use with an open system?
What I mean with open, of course, that if you consider XPeng, it's also closed because it's closed in your infotainment, but then you have at least two apps that can open a little bit more, like Android Auto, that opens a new world, that it's also closed inside Android Auto, but provides a lot of more options. And then you have external cast. If I connect a TV stick there or a Raspberry Pi, something like that, I can have whatever I want there. So this is what I mean with Tesla. If you want to do something else besides the apps that are there, it's browser. You just go to abellatheater.com and then you have Waze and stuff like that there over web. So it's just that. So you need to wait that Tesla releases something, and if I want to have a different streaming app inside the car, I can do it with Android Auto or even an Android system outside of the infotainment.
We will keep trying to build a better embedded system involving Netflix, involving other streaming platforms.
And during, according to your description, wire casting, that feature actually played a super important role for you to decide on XPeng.
Yeah, it did because it opened up a lot of new worlds possibilities inside the car. So of course I did that video with the Nintendo Switch. If you ask me, did you already play any game on Nintendo Switch? No, at all. Never. If I watch TV and use, for instance, Netflix on a TV stick, yes, I did. I do it a lot. I have always the system there, and I have already helped a lot of people to connect their devices to the car.
So the device always connect to the car. You didn't remove it.
No, I have the device there, but I cannot have it connected. Because if I have it connected, it will jump immediately to that. So I have it there, everything is ready, it's powered on. As soon as the car turns on, the system is powered on, but I just have to USB on there.
When you are comparing cars, are there features on XPeng that you thought, oh, what's this? You confused about or you don't like it?
So there was one feature that I found after that was the X combos, and that I think it's brilliant.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is, and I believe that it's something that it's completely different from. I don't know if there is any other brand that does something like that. I don't want to say that it's unique because I don't know. But for me, it was really cool. Again, as a geek, the possibility to program some actions and based on triggers, it's crazy good. I would love to have localization as a trigger.
Location?
Yeah.
Location.
Very soon.
Geolocation. It would be great to have it.
It will be very soon.
It will be. I will not.
Maybe later. Maybe later in the video because the marketing guy need to know that before you. They should be know that.
That is.
So as you saw, X combos will have the geolocation trigger one day. So it seems that it's being worked out. It seems that it's mostly ready to be deployed in our cars. But of course, these guys are program managers, product managers, and they develop, they create, they prepare it. But then it's up to other departments, as he mentioned, marketing, to decide when to release the feature. But it seems that it will come in the near future to our car. So this is a very good info.
For navigation, you are away with, right?
Okay, yeah. So let me talk about navigation. So I love the design of the navigation system. So the way that it's presented, the way that we use it, I do love it. I think it's very clear, it's very beautiful. I miss the information of points of interest and more information related to, as we can get from Google Maps, for instance. And I miss the information that we get from Waze about situations on the street. That's why I think everybody uses Waze, because Waze, the design, the how to say, the view, it's horrible. It's ugly at all.
Waze.
You don't like the design of Waze?
No, Waze itself, the screen, how to navigate, I hate it. I think it's.
But why? Is it too colorful or too dark?
No, I don't know. It's ugly. I don't know. I like to have things as you have there. For instance, Tesla, it's also very nice, beautiful, very clean. You know, roads in Waze seems drawn by hand. You know, it's
you don't like the sky
cartoonish.
Yeah, cartoonish style. So I don't like it.
Okay.
But the information that it provides, it's amazing.
The UTC information.
I had a problem with when we asked for a route, it was giving 3 options. But when we changed to second option, for instance, and then we asked for charging stations along the way, it was returning back to the first one. So for me, it was a little bit messy. But on this new version, I see that we can already select the routes then. It's not as easy and clear as it could be. I can show you then after. But I realized that if we change on the map itself, when the routes are designed, we can change, and the charging stations are already planned on the 3 routes. And so that is a good thing. One thing that it's not working properly on the navigation, it's still the information on the amount of kilometers that we have. Because I think it's calculated based on dynamic info. Okay, and for me, at least, that I drive mostly at city, and usually I have in dynamic more range than WLTP, for instance. When I go for a long trip that I need to plan my trip, every time. So my car is a standard range. I know that it will make in the highway as I drive. Now I know that it will make 330 kilometers. But every time that I enter in my car with 100% battery and say I want to go to Algarve, that it's 300 kilometers, he will say always that I will arrive with 200 kilometers still in battery. What is the problem is that I know that it's not correct. And as soon as you start driving, this brings then the range anxiety that most people talk about EVs, because every kilometer that you make, the system will say that you lost 5.
Yeah.
So it gets a little scared because you are driving and you are looking at the screens, looking at the kilometers going down, and then suddenly you need to recalculate.
Yeah. And another secret is that for the Google POI is coming.
Yeah.
I heard that, so
Yeah.
I heard that there is a test being run in France.
You can start to prepare for what POIs cannot be found now.
It will be
So
wrong,
then
yeah.
you got the new TA. I believe that you will find them. So you
Okay.
can do the
That's
video for the comparison.
But later on, when we have Google POI search, would you consider switch back to native navigation rather than stay with Waze?
Let me say this, I am not using Waze anymore. I am using inbuilt navigation almost all the time now. What I do currently is very simple. Android Auto is running all the time in the background. So if I plan a trip on the inbuilt system and I just drive, Android Auto and Waze will tell me on
Activities.
the activity. So if there is police, if there is a hole in the street, if there is something.
One interesting thing is you mentioned during your buying process, you said Android Auto and CarPlay is very important to you, but after some usage, you just mentioned you don't use it.
I don't use it.
You don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
So what's the switch? What's the point? You decide, oh, no.
It's what I said. So Spotify was one of my main apps that I was using on the Android Auto, and currently I prefer to use it on the inbuilt system. Then it was Waze, but as I said, so sometimes I recently made a video, that I was preparing today in the morning, that I used for a subset of that video. So it was a 5 segments of traveling with my kids. And the last one, because I was in a hurry and I was afraid of the traffic, I went to Waze and I used Waze for that segment. So again, I like it to have it there, but currently for my main roads, my main trips, I don't use it much, but it's good to know that it's there if I need to use it. So there is one thing that I disliked it even before getting the car, the radio FM and digital audio broadcasting. Okay.
Oh, good broadcasting.
Yeah, so we don't have DAB here in Portugal, but we have and we use a lot FM radio. Okay, and FM radio on the XPeng is not working well. So you sometimes need to search a lot of times, press search so that it gets the radios, but then you are missing the information of the radio. You are missing the possibility when you drive to another city and the frequency changes, the car doesn't change the frequency automatically. And this for us at least was very basic functionality. Okay, and for me it was very strange to not have this. The problem is that now on the 5.8 version, you guys released the advanced features for that, but it's not working in Portugal. And why? Because you are using an IP-based company, partner probably, that it's providing this information via IP. But those guys don't have on their database any Portuguese radios. So we still don't have any logos, any names, any info. The car doesn't change radio station. So for us, it's still exactly as it was on 5.4 and it's not working. It's not working.
I will bring this back. But there are two issues you mentioned. One is about the detailed information of the DAB and the FM. Like you said, we use the ID to access for detailed information on the internet and combine this from the information from Signal and the information from online, combine these two. And we will dig into that if we can provide the information for our podcast. That's one thing I will take away. And another thing is about when you have a long distance, the signal may change, but we cannot do that. This issue will call back to the hardware restriction because normally we should have 2 tuner, one for playing and one for background searching. But for the old car models, only 1 tuner. So we use that for playing. It cannot be background searching. You have to press the button. That's a restriction we cannot fix.
So on the radio, guys, as you saw already in my recent video, I did find how they are updating these titles and logos of the radio and DAB stations in our cars, that it's using this IP service layer, and they confirmed it. But we don't have it in some places, or some radios are not being covered, and I do believe that it is part of the rollout of the services on that partner. But they are going to check it. But it seems that it's clear. There is no second tuner in our cars, so we cannot expect that the radio frequency and change of frequency when we are traveling will be done automatically. So it's part of the car, it's part of the hardware. This will not be changed. So I will continue to use TuneIn. For me, it solves my problems. But of course, if then Radio Player, the partner that they have, brings the radio logos and stations and stuff like that, information there, I maybe start using again Radio FM for my local radio listening habits.
Anything else you dislike about?
No, there is one question that many people ask me. For me, as I never used anything else, I didn't have this issue for me. That is one pedal drive. We saw that on the new G6, at least in China, there is a toggle there for one pedal drive.
Yeah.
And we were even anticipating that in this 5.8 version that toggle would appear, but it didn't. So this is something that people want to have.
I remember the users switch from Tesla to XPeng.
I would prefer to have the implementation as I saw on that G6. So X pedal as it is, and if someone wants to use pure one pedal drive, so to stop, to have a complete stop, a toggle there.
And how about the voice assistant?
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so I do believe that it works pretty well. I love the thing that he recognizes the persons in different seats.
Okay.
I cannot use it at most because it doesn't speak Portuguese.
Okay.
Sure.
So this is a problem for me, and many people, especially in Portugal, are asking when we will have more languages for the assistants. So this is one thing. But for people that speak English, or at least the languages that are available, it does work well. So pretty well. I would love to have that in the next level. That is having really AI connected interface there, so that we can ask something from the outside. So how's the weather, something like that. So as I have Android Auto running on the background, I do that. So when I want something related to the car, I ask XPeng. If I want something related to the outside world or something like that, or for instance sending a WhatsApp message, I just say, hey Google, and the Google Assistant.
Okay, you will use OK Google to do what? You
to WhatsApp messages, for instance.
Okay.
If I want to make a call, sometimes the assistant in the XPeng doesn't understand. Not making a call, she understands. But if I say Frederico Gomes, she will not understand.
So you use OK Google in your language.
And
one question. Speaking of your so the voice assistant usage within Android Auto, you just mentioned like your covered scenarios of send messages or some other operations in Portuguese. Do you chat with OK Google or Hey Google? Do you like make real conversations like the
No,
AI?
not really, because it doesn't work well. Also on the OK Google. So it already answers some basic stuff. It's not working as ChatGPT or something like that, so that we can have a real person-to-person conversation. One thing that I don't like on the odometer, we need trip A and trip B consumption data.
Yeah, since start and or reset.
I don't care about 2.5 kilometers. I don't care about 20 kilometers. No one looks at that, guys. 100 kilometers is okay, since start is okay, but then when we reset trip A, I want to have that trip A consumption there. I will explain why. Yesterday I made this video, it's the video that I'm preparing today in the morning. Yesterday I was doing a bunch of segments with my kids, going to places and coming back.
Yes.
And I wanted to make what is the consumption of this day. It's not possible to do with the current system.
Yeah.
Because every time that you stop the car and you exit the car and get in, since start disappears. Okay? And then if you don't do 2.5, 20 or 100 kilometers, you lose all the information.
Got it.
So you
Okay.
want a calculation based on trips.
Yeah.
You know that I just checked my app because I'm a G6 owner also in China, and I just checked my app. There is a function, but sorry, it's in Chinese character. It's this called the record of your journey.
All the information there.
So there is, I will dig into that.
Okay.
There must be some reason this function is missing in you.
Okay.
Because myself, I didn't use that. I didn't care about the power.
Back to the reason, I think something is quite different, as you just mentioned, compared with the Chinese clients and the European customers, because the pure electric cars in Chinese is already quite matured, and we're not in the ramping up phase anymore. And the electricity fees and the charging fees is fairly affordable in China. So that is probably why Chinese customer doesn't care that much about the consumption. But here in the European markets, electricity fee is a bit higher, and it's still in the transition phase of going to the electric cars. So people are like really into calculating this consumption for your pure electric cars. So I think that is really something worth for us to study into for the European market.
So it seems that they have in China something that gives this trip information. They are going to check it. I do hope that they return back with some more information. But I did mention that we would like to have trip A and trip B consumption information, time, etc. So as we have in almost all our European cars, ICE cars, we have that information, so you can reset a trip and then have the calculations for that trip. So guys, this was the interview itself, and then after this we went to my car. So we jump in the car. Unfortunately, I don't have it recorded because I was already in a hurry and I didn't have time to set up all the things because I wanted them to get the feedback that they were anticipating. And basically it was very simple. So we jump in and they ask me how to execute a couple of things. So like, for instance, how are you going to navigate to somewhere that you don't know? So I was going to search in the central screen or via the app and then sending the address to the car. How if I wanted to have a charging station or if I wanted to find a parking station, how I was going to do that in the car. So I did explain this. I showed them the assistant commands that I usually use and also how I use the Android Auto together with the system as I was talking with them on the interview. In the middle of all these, they noticed that I have my system in English and they asked me why, and I explained that it's because of the videos that I do, so it helps to have the system in English while I am recording for you guys. But they asked me, and what about then the navigation? And I said, oh, well, it's funny because as the system is in English, then the assistant or the navigation voices do have some trouble saying the streets in Portuguese, and so it's a little bit messy, but it works, it's okay for me. And then they asked me if I would like to have, for instance, the navigation language different from the language on the infotainment. And I said that would be great. So if we would have the opportunity to change language also just for the navigation, for me it would be great because then I could have the inbuilt infotainment system in English for the videos, but navigating in Portuguese would be great. So guys, just to conclude then this video, in my opinion, this was very fruitful. It was very nice. Those guys are really worried, and they want to know how we feel about the car. And I believe that they are going to continue to do this in several countries with several owners, gathering information on how we use the cars. And this will, of course, give them a lot of food for them to feed in the system and start developing a more European style way of use the cars. So giving us a couple of features that probably in China are not really used or not don't have the importance that we give those features here in Portugal. And I do believe that with these type of actions, with this proximity that XPeng is trying to implement here with the owners, I think we will all benefit from that. So we all, and I mean XPeng itself, and of course we as owners. Again, thank you very much for the XPeng for doing this, not only for taking me to the IAA in Munich and letting me talk with top executives, top directors, to persons that do have responsibilities and that define the future of the cars. Had this opportunity to explain what I feel and have this in-person experience with them, but also for this. I didn't had the possibility to record the conversation that I had with also another engineer from the ADAS team that follows the videos, follows the comments, and is working also in Munich and is trying to get also information about how we use the cars. So him and his team, so the team that works with him on the ADAS systems, also this team that was with me on this day, they are great. The last message that I want to tell you guys is provide feedback to XPeng. I do believe that they want to get our feedback. They want to get not only the complaints, but also feedback on the good things that we feel that the car has, and also suggestions of what we would like to have in the car. Again, thank you very much for watching the video. If you like this type of content, of course, leave your like, subscribe, share the content, leave your comment, tell me what you think all about these, about the interview, about what the XPeng is doing with the owners. And of course, if you like my content, please consider supporting the channel. Thank you very much again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.